In this video, we'll run a multiple linear regression using the real GDP growth rate as our dependent variable. Our explanatory variables will be inflation, the growth rate of exports of goods and services, and the unemployment rate for a given country. Before we start, make sure the Analysis ToolPak is activated. Go to File, then Options, then Add-ins. At the bottom, choose Excel Add-ins, click Go, and check Analysis ToolPak. Once it's enabled, you'll see Data Analysis appear in the Data tab. Set up your data with one variable per column. Place the dependent variable real GDP growth rate in one column, and to the right of it, add the explanatory variables inflation, export growth, and unemployment. Make sure the headers are clear and there are no blank cells. Now go to the Data tab and click Data Analysis. From the list, select Regression. For the Y range, highlight the column containing the dependent variable real GDP growth rate. For the X range, select all three explanatory variables together: inflation, export growth, and unemployment. Check labels if your first row contains headers. Choose where you want the results to appear, either in a new worksheet or a specific cell, and click OK. Each coefficient shows how GDP growth changes when that variable increases, holding the others constant. A positive coefficient means higher GDP growth, and a negative one means lower growth. So if export growth has a positive coefficient, faster export expansion is linked to stronger GDP growth, after accounting for inflation and unemployment. The standard error measures the uncertainty around each coefficient. Small standard errors mean the estimate is precise, while large errors mean the estimate is uncertain. In this example, standard errors are small, which is fine. The p-value tells us whether each variable has a statistically significant relationship with GDP growth. A small p-value indicates strong evidence of a meaningful association. A large p-value suggests the evidence is weak. Export growth is statistically significant at the 1% threshold, while unemployment is significant at 5%, and inflation is not statistically significant. R² shows the proportion of variance in GDP growth explained by inflation, export growth, and unemployment. For example, an R² of 0.37 means the model explains 37% of the variance in GDP growth. Adjusted R² is especially important in multiple regression because it accounts for the number of explanatory variables. It prevents the model from looking artificially better just because we added more predictors. A higher adjusted R² means the model fits the data well without unnecessary variables. The F statistic tests whether the model as a whole explains GDP growth better than a model with no predictors. A significant F statistic means the explanatory variables jointly help explain GDP growth. In our example, F is statistically significant at the 1% thresholds, because its p-value at the right is 0.002. And that's how you run and interpret a multiple linear regression in Excel, using GDP growth as the dependent variable. In the next videos, we'll explore dummy variables, interactions, and model diagnostics to strengthen your econometric analysis skills. Thank you for your attention. Please like if you found the video helpful.